Nothing says hashtag winning like the collective power of Homo sapiens. We are the dominant species on Earth. We are unquestionably the only species capable of driving to extinction all life on Earth. Apparently, our collective perspective is that doing so is our goal. Our full scientific name is Homo sapiens sapiens. Sapiens refers to both our species and subspecies. We represent the only living members within the genus Homo. The name sapiens came from the Latin word sapere, which means to taste. The current meaning is wise, indicating that current members of humans have been given the moniker wise not only once, but twice. We named ourselves the wise apes, not once, but twice. I have frequently quoted the peer-reviewed open-access paper in Scientific Reports written by Giovanni Strona and Corey Bradshaw, titled Co-Extinctions Annihilate Planetary Life During Extreme Environmental Change. The paper was published on November 13, 2013. This paper, published as part of the renowned Nature series, concludes that all life on Earth will be driven to extinction as a result of planetary overheating that occurs over a few centuries. Strona and Bradshaw include this information in their paper. Quote, a rogue, seemingly desert Earth wandering across the universe could still have some tiny chance of blooming again under some lucky and unlikely circumstances. End quote. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of life on Earth, including human life. Our species depends upon many others for our existence. Saving as many species as possible is the only way to assure the continuation of Homo sapiens sapiens. Currently, we are on a path to the kind of disaster this planet has never witnessed. Not only are our collective actions driving the overheating that underlies the ongoing mass extinction event, but, as I've stated many times in this space, the ongoing mass extinction event is the fastest in planetary history. That conclusion comes from the Designed to Fail Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change with its October 8, 2018 report, Global Warming of 1.5 Degrees. The take-home message from this report, published nearly 6 years ago, quote, these global level rates of human-driven change far exceed the rates of change driven by geophysical or biosphere forces that have altered the Earth system trajectory in the past. Even abrupt geophysical events do not approach current rates of human-driven change. End quote. As with all IPCC reports, this one published nearly 6 years ago relied upon peer-reviewed papers. On July 26, 2024, the Washington Post published an article titled, Extreme Heat is Wilting and Burning Forests, Making it Harder to Curb Climate Change. Yes, even the Washington Post understands that the ongoing overheating of Earth is having adverse consequences. The Post came close to acknowledging the existence of a self-reinforcing feedback loop in its title. Here's the lead, quote, Earth's land lost much of their ability to absorb the carbon dioxide humans pumped into the air last year, according to a new study that is causing concern among climate scientists that a crucial damper on climate change underwent an unprecedented deterioration. End quote. The article points out that temperatures in 2023 were so high and the accompanying droughts and wildfires so severe that forests of the world, quote, wilted and burned enough to have degraded the ability of the land to lock away carbon dioxide and act as a check on global warming, end quote. The, quote, new study, end quote, referenced by the Washington Post was written by 16 scholars and published at ArXiv on July 17, 2024. The abstract of the paper in ArXiv includes this information, quote, in 2023, the CO2 growth rate was 3.37 at Mauna Loa, 86% above the previous year, and hitting a record high since observations began in 1958. Global fossil fuel CO2 emissions only increased by 0.6%. This implies an unprecedented weakening of land and ocean sinks, and raises the question of where and why this reduction happened. Here we show a global net land CO2 sink of 0.44 gigatons of carbon per year, the weakest since 2003. Land regions exposed to extreme heat in 2023 contributed a gross carbon loss of 1.73 gigatons of carbon per year, indicating that record warming in 2023 had a strong negative impact on the capacity of terrestrial ecosystems to mitigate climate change. End quote. Not surprisingly, the planet cannot keep up with the ongoing assault from humans. Bear in mind that Homo sapiens is one species. Bear in mind that there are at least 1 million non-human species on Earth. According to a peer-reviewed article in Nature published on August 23, 2011, there are about 8.7 million species on Earth. This peer-reviewed paper indicates that more than 80% of the species on Earth have not been discovered. According to a paper published by National Geographic on June 21, 2024, only about 1.2 million species have been discovered and identified. If you're keeping score, fewer than 15% of the species are known well enough to have been given a name. And you thought you were having a bad day? Our daily actions make a difference, not only to the people around us, but also to the non-human organisms in our midst. Let's pay some attention to all the species we influence, shall we?